Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're getting into what is probably the single biggest headache with AI, getting those vague, kind of useless answers. We're going to break down a really simple framework that pretty much forces your AI to give you professional-level results every single time. And it all comes down to just changing how you ask.
Okay, I know this sounds a little harsh, but it really gets to the core of the problem. What if the reason you're getting mediocre, or let's be honest, sometimes just plain wrong answers, isn't a tech problem at all, but a communication problem? It's a huge shift in how you think about it. The quality of the AI's answer is a direct mirror of the quality of your question.
You know the feeling, right? You ask for something, and you get back a response that's just flat. It totally misses the point. When that happens, you're seeing the AI's biggest weakness in action. See, when it doesn't have enough information, its default setting is to guess. It just fills in the blanks, and that guesswork is exactly why we get so frustrated.
I mean, this is a perfect example. A prompt like, write an email about our new product. It forces the AI to just make everything up. The tone, who it's for, the key details, all of it. And what you get is this super generic template that's frankly useless. It means you have to rewrite the whole thing, and it's a total waste of your time.
But what if you could just flip this whole thing on its head? What if, instead of letting the AI guess and get it wrong, you could force it to stop, admit it's not sure, and ask you for the exact information it needs to get it right? Well, that's exactly where we're going next.
So this is the core of the solution. It's called the no-guess prompt lock. And it's just a simple but really powerful command that you tack on to your prompts to get rid of all that unhelpful guesswork. It puts you firmly back in the driver's seat.
The rules here are incredibly simple. When the AI isn't 100% sure, it has to do three things. First, it has to literally write, not sure. Second, it has to ask you exactly 2 questions to get more clarity. And third, it has to give you 2 possible answers, each with a confidence score. This simple process forces precision and just ends all that vague nonsense for good.
And here it is. This is the exact command. You can literally copy and paste this text right into your prompts and get an instant upgrade. Just by adding this one little paragraph, you completely transform the AI from a wild guesser into a precise, collaborative partner.
Okay, so that single command is great, but now let's build on that and look at a complete blueprint for those bigger professional-level tasks. You know, for the complex, high-stakes work, you need a full structure, and it's called the RCCFV method.
First up, R is for role. This is so important. You never want the AI to just be a generic chatbot. You have to tell it exactly who it needs to be. Is it a senior marketing strategist, a patent lawyer, a junior copywriter? When you assign a specific, expert role, you instantly focus its knowledge and its tone.
Next, C is for context. This is where you give it all the mission-critical info. Think of it like a briefing. The target audience, the project goals, any past data, the brand voice, basically everything it needs to understand the landscape of what you're asking for. And the second C stands for constraints. This is all about setting the boundaries, the guardrails. You're setting the rules of the game, a max word count, a formal or casual tone, things that absolutely should not talk about. Constraints are what force that precision and clarity we're looking for.
Then we've got F for format. You know, don't let the AI decide how to give you the information back. You dictate the exact structure. Do you need a markdown table? Maybe a JSON object for an app you're building, or just a simple bulleted checklist? Specify the format, and you'll get a clean, usable output every time.
And finally, V is for verification. Okay, this is a real pro move. You actually command the AI to critique its own work. You make it list its own assumptions, flag potential risks, and even state its confidence level. It's like building a quality assurance check right into your prompt.
So, what's the big payoff for doing all this? Well, people using methods like RCCFV are reporting that they're getting drafts that are 80% complete on the very first try. Think about that. It totally eliminates that endless annoying back and forth and gets you a near-perfect result from the jump.
Okay, so we've got the small piece, the no-guess lock, and the big blueprint. Now let's see how these can combine into these really powerful, repeatable systems that can literally save you hours every single day. This is where we go from just theory to actual daily practice.
So check out the 3-agent content pipeline, for example. The idea here is you use 3 different AIs, each with a super specific role. Agent 1 is just the researcher. Agent 2 is the creative writer who takes that research and adapts it for LinkedIn or Shorts or Instagram. And Agent 3 is your quality control. It fact-checks everything. So one idea becomes a whole suite of verified, ready-to-publish content in just minutes.
Or how about this one, the 20-minute AI morning stack? Just imagine an AI scanning your entire inbox, ignoring all the noise and only pulling out the key decisions you actually need to make. Then it drafts all the replies and documents you need, and finally, it creates a prioritized to-do list for your day. You could literally hit inbox 0 before you've even finished your first cup of coffee.
You know, the world of AI is moving so incredibly fast. And as we're looking at the landscape now, in early 2026, knowing which tool to use for a specific job is becoming just as important as the prompt itself.
The big models have really started to develop clear specialties. If you need a perfectly structured table or a really clean script, ChatGPT is fantastic. For a deep analysis of a huge document, say a 100-page report, Claude's long context window is just unmatched. And for tasks that are grounded in your own data or need to integrate with Google Workspace, Gemini is the obvious choice. Choosing the right model is a key professional skill now.
So after going through all this, what's the one crucial thing to take away? What's the core idea that gives you a real decisive advantage in your day-to-day work? It really comes down to these 4 things. First, you start using the no-guess lock to get rid of guesswork. Second, you structure every important request with that RCCFV blueprint. Third, you build those blueprints into repeatable workflows. And fourth, you pick the right specialized model for the task at hand. Honestly, this is the difference between being a casual user and being a true professional operator.
At the end of the day, this isn't just about understanding some tech. It's about putting a system in place for control, for clarity, and for competence. It's a practical advantage you can start using today. And that really just leaves one question for you to think about. What's the first workflow you're going to automate?